and welcome from the Lake District. And can I just tell you, there's lakes here for a reason. Yeah, it's a damp one, but we've made the effort, you know. I've got myself a coffee in Glenridden, and by God, don't need it, it's bloody freezing. It's that freezing rain. Forecast is shite. Outlook is shite. The temperature's shite. So it should be fun. So we started to climb out of Patterdale. Oh, no, really, the views are fantastic. But I've just passed a couple, and then two couples, sorry, who were coming down, and they're both, oh, it's grim up there, it's grim. Hailstones, it's wet, it's grim, it's bleak. They must have known now it's come to put a seat there. I'm going to need the bloody thing. So there we are, looking down at Ullswater, Grisdale Valley, up towards the Helvellyn Range. Just look at that seat there, 1897. Do you think? Nah, surely. Yeah, that would make it like a 126-year-old metal seat. Surely it would have rusted away. Oh, look, this is not working. This poncho, it's not working. Oh, it's like I'm wearing a tent. So I've got some new bits of kit to try out today, so I can kind of review them. New tent, new boots, new poncho. If you notice, it's off. Yeah, I don't know, I've got waterproofs, you know. I mean, I've got waterproof pants on now, and I've got waterproof coats too. One of them's Gore-Tex, just a shell, like a birdhouse shell. It's like a sauna in that jacket when you start climbing. You just sweat, so you get wet anyway. The other one's a bit warmer, it's lined, it's a brasher, waterproof. Lovely if you're keeping the wind off. Lovely if you walk along the flat or going downhill. Again, it's always the same age-old problem if you're only climbing. You sweat. Hence I thought, oh, it's going to rain. We need to keep dry. We don't want to sweat. I'll get a poncho. But as you saw, it was like wearing a tent. The wind just catches it. I'm sure it's got its uses. I mean, it does double up as a tarp actually, or a ground sheet. And for 15 quid, whatever it was, you can't go wrong. that's quite a nice little flat area there. Not that a young fit lad like me needs, you know, a flat area to get a rest. Obviously I could have kept going at that pace all day, but no, it's nice when you get a little breather like that, isn't it? And then back to the slog. A lot of these walks in the Lake District are staircases. I mean, they're built like staircases. They've actually put well, stairs in, built of rock, and maintained them over the years. They're fantastic. And as long as you can get up a staircase, on the whole, you're alright. Occasionally you may have to scramble up a bit, but you know, use your hands as well as your feet. And to be honest with you, yeah, it's hard climbing thousands of feet up, but you just pace yourself. You know, you just, if you can go 10 steps up and then have a breather, look back on the view, get your breathing back to normal, then do another 10 steps, you know, and repeat, and just keep repeating it. 30 becomes 40, becomes 70, becomes 80 steps, and before you know it, you're at the top. Well, not at the top, but it's another chance for a view. So where is the top, Dave? I hear you say. Well, I didn't really have a plan for today because the forecast was awful everywhere, and I was quite depressed this morning thinking I'm not going to go anywhere because Met Office was just everywhere I looked. Yorkshire Dales, Lake District was just grey with like whatever percentage of rain depending on where you were, and you could, it was very easy to put yourself off. I was saying, oh god, maybe just stay at home, we're going to get soaking. But as you can see, yeah, it's chilly, and I have had some rain, hence the poncho, but it's not half bad now, it's alright. And I'm glad I made the effort now. So where we're heading? Well, kind of got a loose plan. Parked up just outside Glenridden, walking up to Patterdale, turn left, you kind of on the Kirkson Pass Road, turn left up towards Angleton. I don't know if you can see in the distance, right dead centre there, it's Helvell, and it's just got a little bit of white on the top. So she's the highest in this area. And then off to the left you've got Dollywagon Pike. Over towards Kirkson Pass there, Red Screes on the top. And of course the area I'm in, the clouds starting to come in, I can see it, is what are they called? The Angle Pikes, I think they're called. Yeah, because of course we're heading for Angleton. I can feel the weather coming in now. Oh dear, I don't think I've got far, but I can feel it. It's wet in the air. It's decidedly colder, a lot colder. But I'm definitely at the top. Oh yes, and I've just broke through and had a look down, and I can see the Tarn, and it looks absolutely stunning. we go. I've got her up. Not the best pitch in the world, it's not exactly level, it's tufty grass, but it was a sheltered area behind this little hill here because the wind's blown and it's blown cold. So, like I say, not the best place, but hopefully we'll not get too windy tonight, we'll be okay. The view's good. That's my view. Not half bad, even in this weather. I think I've done alright here, not so bad. The weather's not too bad actually now, there's a little bit of blue sky. Not bad at all really when you consider the forecast was pretty abysmal. So we'll take this, So yeah, I've been splashed out a little bit. I bought myself a new pack. So that's a new thing I've got, new Osprey backpack. Some new boots, because the old boots were done in. The poncho, which like I say, I think it's got its uses definitely, but in the wind it was just like flying a kite. It's not a good idea. But the main thing is this new tent, which is the Durston Xmid 1. In other words, for one person. I'll show you about. See what you think. So you pop it up with two walking poles here. So one here and the other one there, and they're kind of offset. So you've got one here and you've got one at the other side through there, as you can see. And it gives you plenty of head height, which is what I was looking for. But it not only gives you plenty of head height, it gives you these huge vestibules here. So I've got all this space here. I'd say that's a good couple of foot across there, probably more actually, and more than 2 foot back there as well, right to the end. Which in the other vestibule through there, I've actually got, if I zip through, my rucksack. And even though my 65 litre rucksack is in there, there's still all this space, all the way with this space around it here. So I've just boiled my kettle there and made me a little pouch meal. And if you're a wild camper, or if you watch anybody that wild camps, you'll notice that these pouch meals are really popular. And that's because we don't have to bring ingredients with us, we don't have to cook a meal, we don't have to put it all in a pan and take 10 to 15 minutes of gas to cook it. Then you've got a pan to clean out and a bowl or a plate to clean out. Put it in some dried food in here, just boiling water, which takes 3 or 4 minutes. So much less gas. All you have to do is boil water, pour it in. Yeah, so you can see the convenience, can't you, with these meals. Except, you know, they're full of E numbers, ingredients you can't pronounce, and I'm always really wary of ingredients you can't pronounce. If it's got something like tricyclic bloody hydroxide sodium chloride monosono bloody glutamate or so much whatever in, then what is that shit? What do you put into your body? You know what I mean? Obviously I've tried them, and if you're only doing this a few times a year, then I understand it. They are convenient, and you know, you're talking between £8 and £11 on, in general. That's about the price. So if you're paying like a tenner for your evening meal, that's not terrible at a pub, but like for a little pouch, I think it's a lot of money. And some of them are okay, some of them are alright, some of them are abysmal. But I had this idea of making my own. So basically I bought these pouches, 25 pouches I bought for, I don't know, worked up about 35 pence or something, 38 pence a pouch. And I cooked up some mince. It has to be really low fat, because once you've dried it out, anything with fat in it, it can spoil, it can get mold on it. So low fat mince turkey, chopped up really finely, carrots, onions, mushrooms. I added some brown sauce, I added some black pepper, I added some gravy, salts, my favourite gravy, and yeah, and then I cooked it, put it in the dehydrator for about 10 hours, dried it to its like muesli type state, and we'll see what it's like. Oh yeah, I added rice as well. Yeah, of course, you know, pad it out a bit. So compared to one that you buy, I've probably got 1,000 calories in there. I mean, I've got about, basically I made enough for 2, and I made 2 pouches, and I worked it out, there's like half a pound of meat in each pouch, plus your rice, plus your carrots, your onions, your mushrooms. You can put anything you want in it really, but that's what I put in. And you can put a curry powder in, you could put a tomato sauce, like a dolmio sauce, you can make it like a pasta, couldn't you? You can make it bolognese. You can do what you want really, but this is what I fancy, like mince and onions, you know. So we'll see what it turns out like. And it worked out about, including the price of the pouch, £2.50, which is a lot cheaper than what you buy, plus I know what's in it. If it works, we will see. Moment of truth coming up. Oh yes, we've treated ourselves as well. It's not bad this. I'm normally a lager drinker, but this is like a pale ale, like a gold beer, Hobgoblin. So, oh, cheers. This is we're celebrating a new tent. Yeah, good excuse. A new boots, a new poncho. Don't forget the poncho, and a new pack. Oh, tell you what, it's like Christmas. It's all right there. That's what this food's like, yeah. That's the main point. Oh, it looks good. Look at that. Oh, I'm doing this again. This works. This. You see, I can tell you that it's cold and it's damp and it's looking like the rain's come back. But then I can also tell you
it's way better than sitting on the settee watching the TV. I mean, seriously, look at this. It's spitting on now, I can hear it on the tent. And it is absolutely freezing, it is. I won't lie. But if you've got a few layers on, you know, warm clothes, you're wrapped up, there's nothing like it. It's good for the soul. It is. It's good for this. I'm just watching the mist roll in now. It'll be dark soon. Just having a nice hot coffee before I go to bed. Little peanut protein bar. My little treat, my dessert. And just listening to the sound of the water lapping on the shore, the mist rolling in. There's a breeze. Luckily we're out of the main wind, but it's there. And I can't think of anywhere I'd rather be, to be honest with you. So, I'll finish off my coffee, I'll roll out my sleeping bag and get in it, because it's cold. And unless anything amazing happens, I will bid you good night and I'll see you in the morning. Morning. Slept really well actually. I've probably been in bed about 12 hours, maybe 30. Because obviously, you know, once it gets dark and it's cold, you get into bed. And I listened to one of those Audible stories for a little while. I got bored with it. I was starting to doze, so I was missing the story, basically. So, probably nodded off, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something like that. And then I thought, somebody switched the light on. I thought, Christ, what's going on out there? I looked outside, it was just the moon, it was just so bright, it was ridiculous. Everything was lit up, you didn't need a head torch. So I stared at the moon and the stars a little bit. I came back in, had a wee, came back in. So I slept pretty much all night from, I don't know, from about 10ish. So I probably had, I don't know, 8 to 9 hours sleep maybe. Which is amazing for me. I was up once for a wee and that's it. I've been awake for about an hour now, just lying here because I don't need to get up that early, there's no rush. So I'm just listening to all the sounds outside, it's just nice. The tarn's right next to us, so it's not flowing water, but it sort of laps up against the side, against the shore, which is just quite relaxing, it's nice. So I think we'll get up and have some breakfast, I think. as ever, I've got my cappuccino I normally have in the morning, and no, not pasta carbonara. As you know, I reuse these bags. Well, I've got some new pouches now, so I can use them actually, but this is what I already had, and then basically just fill the bag full of ready bread and some sunflower seeds and some dried milk actually, which you don't need. You could put honey in, you could put cocoa in, you could put anything you want in, to be honest with you. And then I just fill that with hot water, and it's a nice warm pouch to hold in a morning or a freezing morning while you eat your porridge. I'm not saying it's cold, but it's cold. Porridge, breakfast of kings, especially when it's freezing in the morning. So I'm just having a little look out. Didn't want to get out of my bed. It's so warm and cosy in there, and it's Baltic out here. Mist is rolling in. Obviously, up high, so that's bound to happen. But it's a really like freezing mist. Visibility's really suffering. You can see it's starting to fog in. I just spotted, I don't know if you can see those people there. I think I'm counting about 10 people going across there. I think they camped at the other side of the town last night. I could hear voices and I could see lights when I got up for a wee, so I think that's them, and they're just heading off now. So they haven't been in a rush to get away either. They all seem to be dressed the same, so I'm guessing it's some sort of maybe a practice rescue mission or something. I don't know, maybe they're part of some club, who knows. So yeah, great location this at Angle Tarn. It's beautiful, atmospheric, watching the mist roll across there. But you do have to be dressed for the occasion, because wow, it is cold this morning. So there we go, all cleared up, no trace whatsoever. So just looking back at the town there, and I just noticed somebody on that island. I think they've got a little dog. I guess they've just come out for the day. Oh, well, I can see it looks like they've got a tent there. Yeah, maybe I had company last night after all. So I'm just having a look where I'm going here, and where the arrow is basically where I am. So we're gonna go up that route up there to the top of this peak. So it's not very good this in this light, is it? So somewhere called Dalehead, which is in the next valley over. So I've got down off the tops and it's way calmer. That was really quite gusty action, I didn't like it.
and it's just not worth it, you know. Yeah, cracking views, but like, I'm getting the views as I walk down here anyway. So as you can see, I'm walking down next to this wall, down into that valley where that meandering stream is, and heading down the valley, which should be really quite nice and calm. It's quite a steep descent down here, so I'll be careful. But even here, it's bloody windy. So annoying. Yeah. Thing is, with using these cameras, you've got to take your glove off to operate them. Yeah, I just can't do it with the glove on. And so I took it off to use it. I've walked a bit, and then I was coming to use it again. Realised I didn't have my bloody glove, did I? It was about 300 yards back. Well, I didn't know where it was, of course. Could have blown off the side of this bloody mountain. Who knows? So I had to bloody walk back about 5 minutes, searching around like a numpty for a bloody glove. And it's steep as hell. And of course I didn't get it on camera. I wasn't going to do that. This is bad enough trying to find my glove. So, got it back anyway. Hands getting warm again. Because it's the wind, it's cold, you know. And this is a really steep bankside, I'll show you in a second. So that's where I've just come from up there. I'm coming down here and it's just like scree on the side of here. It's not, you know, somewhere you want to slide down, and it's quite easy to do because this is a very narrow and coggly path. So as long as you just take your time, you'll be alright. That's the thing. I'm in no rush. Like I say, we're heading down the valley. Already the wind is dying down a little bit, just now that I'm halfway down. So that certainly helps. The good thing about not having a plan as such, you know, having to follow a trail, is I can just take my time. I'm in no rush. So if I want to stop now and take in the view, I will. I don't have to be at a certain point by a certain time. And it's getting light until about 6 o'clock now, so that helps. But you know, if I basically last night just decided that I'm going to head over the tops here into this valley and along to Howtown. I did think about going over the top, over I think it's called the Nab. I thought I might see some deer over there. It's a big herd. I thought about that, but the wind this morning put me off, so that's why I've basically, on the spur of the moment, thought, oh no, I'm going down low. So on the one hand, I'm advocating for just, you know, being free and just go where you want to go. Don't have a set route. On the other hand, that's not good if you do go off piste and you have an accident and you haven't told anybody where you're going. So I sent my wife a message there. It hasn't gone, but it will go as I get signal, hopefully, just to tell her where I'm off to today, so she knows. So a message has gone. But of course, you know, there is a risk with going off piste and going where you want to go and not telling people where you're going. And that is, if you do have a nasty accident or you get lost or whatever, people wouldn't know where to look. So, you know, it's pros and cons. And just this week, in Ben Nevis, there was a lad found, 33-year-old, tragic. Went up for a hike, a few days wild camping like myself, with his dog. Weather came in, up high, probably high winds, freezing cold, God knows what happened. Tragically, he's lost his life. So much respect and God condolences to his family. I can't imagine, it must be horrific. So yeah, it's a timely reminder that we do have to, I think we have a responsibility to our families to be careful. It's funny, as I descended a few hundred feet there, I got a false sense of safety actually. You know, I was coming down the valley, the wind was really dying down. But actually, when I look, this is the path, and you've got about another 100 foot down there. A little slip, you know, a little slip off the edge of there, and you're at least a cripple, you know. So you can't be blasé about these things. And actually, I'm not going down at all now, I'm going along the edge of this mountain. Just looking back where I've come, and you look at that face there and you see all those little rivulets of just a stream forming, and that's how all your great rivers start. And as they hit the valley, you can actually see it grow into a little brook. The brook becomes a beck and eventually, I mean, this one actually goes down into Ullswater, but many obviously turn into a river at some point. About a dozen there, and actually there's some more. Oh wow, cool. Oh wow, it's so much calmer. Now I've dropped down, still about 100 foot off the valley floor, but now I've dropped down. Listen, silence. I kid you not, it must be like 40 mile an hour easy winds up on the top. And I'm not a fan of wind at the best of times, but especially when you're up on a ridge. Nah, you know, I can't fly. God didn't give me wings. I'm not a fan of falling off mountains, so this will do me. I'm happy here. So this is where I spotted the deer. We're sort of coming from here. It's a little watering hole, I guess. A bit of a quagmire. And this is where we came, right up there. Hi. Just been in such a beautiful area. It really makes you appreciate what our forefathers did for us. What those pioneers who fought for the right to roam. Because this land, you know, it was owned by royalty, by, you know, the estates, by rich gentry. The farmers were allowed allowed to put their ship on it. The National Trust has got an awful lot now, but a lot of it is still estates. And we weren't allowed to go on it one time, and people fought for this right. And I mean, just look how lucky we are that we can go anywhere we want. And I really appreciate it, especially these last 3 years have taught us a lot. They're trying to get rid of cash. For God's sake, I know it's convenient using your card, your phone, all the rest of it. Use cash. When it's gone, you will miss it. You will miss the freedom of that. And when they tell you of these 15-minute cities and 20-minute towns, what have you, they tell you can't go there because you haven't got enough credit score on your climate change bullshit, carbon footprint rubbish. You'll wish you'd acted now, because 5, 10, 20 years from now your children may not be able to do what we're doing. And I'm not scared of it. Look at what the lockdowns did. People abided by it because they were scared. They thought there was something lethal. I know literally millions, and I mean millions, of people in this country. There's over 50 million people in this country that weren't jabbed. They're still alive. They didn't get the flu. The people who got it were the jabbed ones. I'm sorry to mention it, but it's true. It was a big con. And I'm not saying people weren't ill. People get ill every year with flus. But they were testing you out to see what they could get away with, how they could restrict you. I'm going to say one more thing about the climate change bullshit, and I'll shut up. If you believe in it, if you actually believe in it, just ask yourself why hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of world leaders, pop stars like Bono and such like other rich people meet in Davos every year. They fly across in their private jets, hundreds of private jets, hundreds of limousines pick them up. They put on the most sumptuous food, the best steak you will never see. You couldn't afford it. Fantastic food, they even put prostitutes on. For these rich people to then dictate to us that we should eat crickets, that we should not have a car, we should not live out in the sticks, we should all live in a smart city. Think about it. If there was a problem with the climate, would they be still producing their Bentleys, their limos, their private jets, and flying around the world to dictate to you to not even use your car that you've had for 10 years? End of. So there you can see where I've come down, follow that wall all the way down, and then along the side of that mountain, finally down to here, and we're just about on the valley floor now, which is really quite calm and collected, but still very, very beautiful because you've got the views of the mountains all around you. You don't realise as I'm coming down this valley there's another one beyond it, another hidden valley. There's so many hidden valleys that need exploring, I think. Something to look forward to, I think. Somewhere else to explore on another day. So that's where we came from. the very top of there, and drop down into Boredale. And now we're heading towards Martindale and Howtown, hopefully. I don't know, I just like looking around old graveyards, old chapels and churches. I'm not a church goer, I'm not particularly religious, more spiritual than religious, but I do love the old buildings, and I like the history of it, I guess. Just noticed this. Apparently this is the oldest native red deer herd in England. So no wonder I saw those there. So we're at the foot of the valley there, and of course I came right from the very top. Martindale Common we're heading into now. But yeah, no wonder I saw all those deer. I love these switchbacks like this. It reminds me of Balachna Bar up in Scotland and the Highlands. Makes me want to come up on my bike. Love stuff like that. Well, it's lunchtime and it's raining. I'm not gonna lie, it's cold, it's bloody cold. I've never actually been here before. It's quite pretty. But as soon as I get this sandwich eaten, I'm on my way to bed, because the weather's coming in. It's not nice. That tree must be at least 300 year old. It is huge. It's like 6 foot across at the bottom there. The circumference must be 15 feet. It's fab. Gorgeous. Bloody hell, that took me about 40 minutes. Wow, what a struggle. It just took me about 40 minutes easily to get pitched, and it doesn't look good. So there we go, right on the shore of Ullswater. The wind is blowing. It's not gale force, you know, it's a good, 20 miles an hour. Obviously I can't measure it, I haven't got the apparatus to measure it, but it's blowing, but that took a struggle to get that up. So if I hadn't seam sealed this, if I hadn't added those loops on, it brought, I think, 12 hooks. I've got 12 hooks for this. I need 14. I've miscounted. But if I hadn't brought the 12 hooks, so I'd just come with the 6 hooks, no guy lines, just the 2 that's got on it, I wouldn't be camping. Simple as that. It's not ready to camp with when you buy this tent, so you must bear that in mind. Great tent, great design, but you have to prepare it. You have to get it ready. Which is not on really, is it? Anyway, we've got a pitch. Time for a brew. Can't beat a good brew. It's windy, cold. I think it's going to be an interesting night with this wind, because it's coming off the lake here. But there was no better up above, was it? It was really gale force this morning, which is why I came down. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy this view. This is not bad. Got pitched, I noticed the ferry go by. It's the main ferry from Cooley Bridge to Glenridden, right in front of us. So I'm total short to everybody. I thought, oh, what the hell? It is what it is. Well folks, you've caught me at lunchtime, no, dinner time, tea time. Been a long day. Left angle tarn this morning, bloody high winds on the top. Climbed over and down the mountain into Boredale, saw those gorgeous red deer. The wind died right down there, it was wonderful. Along to Howtown, had some lunch overlooking the lake, and then I've just come along the edge of Ullswater all the way along from Howtown. I'm about halfway back to Patterdale. I'm camped on the shore. I've walked, I don't know, it's hard to work out. It might only be about 7 miles. It feels further, because I was battling the wind, and I don't know, when you're battling the wind, it's just tiring, isn't it? But I'm going to finish this up. I'm a cuppa, and then I'm going to retire. And I'll see you folks in the morning. Morning. I'll just be lying here, listen to the dawn chorus.
quite spectacular. First time I've heard it this year. Quieted down now. Last night's waves that would lap on the shore really quite noisily and keep me awake. I've gone to a virtual mill pond. So basically, last night, because the wind was coming in, oh, sorry about that, from there, really pushing in the tent. Well, then I did all my cooking from this door. So it's really handy, that. And of course I've woke up and it's so calm. And now I can just have a nice little peek out there. Kettle's boiled. Well, the sun has risen. It's somewhere behind that mountain there. I'm not going to see it there for a while. But I know all about it because it's given me a little sign over there. Gonna be a good day, folks. It is if you say it is. Enjoyed our little adventure as much as I did. The weather wasn't too bad after all, was it? We managed. We had a good time. We saw some nice things. If you enjoy watching Dave's Great Escapes and you want to watch the next one, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. You take care. Do you know how many times I have to come back for this camera?